Now, some areas in Korea, especially in the south, are reaching daytime temperatures of up to about 36 degrees Celsius. And in hot weather like this, you need to be careful if you find yourself getting symptoms of dizziness or even headaches.
In Korean, we say 더위 먹은 것 같다, which literally can be translated as I've
ate the
eaten.
heat.
Right, the heat. And to make sense of that phrase, we're joined by Dr. Bakjuhong from the 경희서울한의원 Hospital of Oriental Medicine. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. Just as Minjung said, we in Oriental medicine we say it 중열.
중열.
Take a heat. And do any of you know the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke?
I think we commonly think of heat strokes, but not really about heat exhaustion.
They both start with the letter heat, the word heat.
Yeah, you are somewhat right, but more specifically, heat exhaustion is the state in which a person's deep internal body temperature arises from 37 to 40 degrees centigrade due to hot temperature, but don't have any problems in the central nervous system.
Okay.
But on the other hand, heat stroke arises from heat stroke occurs when a person's deep internal temperature increases to more than 40 degrees, and it experiences the problems in the central nervous system.
Okay, so heat exhaustion could be when your body is overheating, and then we could think of heat strokes as when it affects you neurologically.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see how heat strokes differ exactly from heat exhaustion and also how it is treated in Oriental medicine.
With extremely hot temperatures across the country, more people are suffering from abnormal health conditions. According to the government, the number of patients who suffered from heat strokes in the months of June and July was at 341, more than 3 times that of last year. This extreme heat is not only found in Korea, but in other countries as well. Shanghai saw its highest temperatures in 140 years, recording 40.6 degrees. In Japan, more than 100 people died from heat strokes, with more than 8,000 heat patients. When suffering from heat exhaustion, the body is unable to balance temperature, losing water and electrolytes, which can then lead to exhaustion, dizziness, and extreme headaches. If this condition continues, it can progress into a heat stroke. In the case of a heat stroke, the body temperature hits above 40 degrees, causing you to lose consciousness. In the worst-case scenario, extreme body heat can destroy tissues, leading to death.
You get heat exhaustion when you're exposed to sunlight for a prolonged period of time, and heat stroke is when you're in a high-temperature environment, exercising or working, and you aren't able to let the heat out easily.
2 heat illnesses can be classified according to the body temperature. If you compare a healthy person with a heat exhaustion patient, you can see the difference in body temperature. Unlike the normal 36.5 degrees Celsius, a heat exhaustion patient will have a body temperature between 37 and 40 degrees, while a heat stroke patient will hit temperatures above 40 degrees. Then what are some methods to prevent and treat heat exhaustion and heat strokes according to Oriental medicine?
When you get heat exhaustion or heat stroke, it's important to get emergency treatment and stay out of a hot environment. You should also get acupuncture, moxibustion, or drug treatment to improve circulation and stabilize the body.
Acupuncture brings down the heat in the body and calms the nerve system by stimulating circulation in the body. Moxibustion brings out the high heat and stabilizes the mind and body, relieving the symptoms of heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Also, cold and hot baths called kaktangbop are also used in Oriental medicine. For those who do not have a bathtub or patients who suffer from heart diseases or high blood pressure, a foot bath submerging only under the knee using hot and cold water is also a simple method of using kaktangbop.
A cold bath can help the parasympathetic nerve, while a warm bath can help revitalize the sympathetic nerve, which can help balance the automatic nervous system and assist with recovery.
In hot weather, people usually seek out cold drinks, but when doing so, tea as opposed to coffee can greatly help. Omija tea helps reduce sweat and recover from fatigue. Measured tea helps reduce thirst. And a tea called Saengmeksan tea, which includes ginseng, can help boost energy in the body. Eating the right foods according to your body temperature is also a good way to battle the heat. Heat exhaustion and heat strokes can come when unexpected, so it's crucial to be prepared and know how to enjoy a healthy summer.
All right, doctor, what are some of the symptoms that you need to look out for heat exhaustion, and what are some signs of heat stroke?
The big difference is heat exhaustion causes headaches or dizziness, but it is recovered soon. But with heat stroke, we experience convulsion or seizure or unconsciousness.
So heat stroke would be the severe
Yeah.
case more.
More severe than
I
heat
see.
exhaustion.
And some people are more prone to getting heat exhaustion or heat stroke, right?
Yeah, yes. Children who are less than 4 years old and senior citizens more than 75 years old are especially vulnerable to heat-related illnesses. And people who suffer from chronic diseases or alcoholism or hyperthyroidism are also prone to it.
Okay, so some people need to be more careful than others. And doctor, I remember when I was playing football in my high school days, we would get tired, we would get sick, nauseated, sometimes we throw up on the field, but we didn't really think that much of it. But what if you are getting, if you see some signs of heat exhaustion, it can lead to heat stroke. What can you do if you see someone that are showing clear signs of it?
We should, the most important thing is to call 119 as soon as possible.
Call for help.
And immediately move to a cool environment and get a lot of rest, and drink a proper amount of water or beverages containing electrolytes. And in Oriental medicine, we have two main emergency acupressure points called Yepung and Hapgok.
Okay.
Yepung is behind the ear.
Okay.
And Hapgok is between the thumb and the first finger.
Okay.
And we can press strongly and before the ambulance arrives.
Okay.
This is helpful because it will quickly increase the circulation of energy and blood in the body. So it is very helpful.
So are there any heat-related diseases that we have to look out for apart from heat exhaustion and heat stroke?
Yeah, there is one other heat-related illness called heat cramps. Heat cramps. Heat cramps is a muscular spasm caused by a loss of water and salt following prolonged exercise such as sports, for example, marathon or football, or other high endurance activities in hot weather. So therefore, we should be always very careful when we exercise in hot weather.
Many people spend hours under the sun these days. Is there a way to prevent getting heat stroke or heat exhaustion?
Yes, well, in hot and humid summers, we should only take part in strenuous activities in the early morning and late evening, and we should wear proper clothing which is loose and breathable in order to allow the body to keep cool.
And keep drinking cold beverages. Does it help? I see you brought some of the teas that we saw in the video here. So my question is, do sports drinks help? It's my
I've always
burning
wondered.
question that I had.
Are they really good for you?
Yeah, sports drinks are a little helpful because it contains electrolytes. But the iced coffee or ice cream or iced beverage
Not
is
really
not so helpful because it increases the frequency of urination. So
It can lead to dehydration.
yeah, it ultimately leads to the
So caffeinated
dehydration.
drinks, right? Okay, so you brought a set of 3 teas over
Is that
there.
for us?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you explain
We'll
to
just
us
go
what they
ahead
are?
and reach it over. There you go. There's a little pink one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the camera had a shot on that, and then you just took it away.
All right, well,
thirsty.
tell
What
us,
can I do?
please, what this is.
It is omija, omija tea, and there is 생맥산 and 매실. It is more helpful to drink healthy types of tea, which do not cause dehydration, such as 생맥산, omija, 매실.
This is quite good. You want to? Do you want to try mine? It's quite good.
I'm not happy with mine.
It was only good for indigestion, but
I
Yeah.
have it
newly
back. I like
learning.
mine.
Yeah, it also helps
Newly
for
learning that it's also
digestion.
good for heat stroke and heat exhaustion.
Wow, this is, and you said this is omija.
What is
Omija.
going on today in the
This
studio?
is good. This is good.
It,
Omija is
it
good.
makes good bodily fluids.
I see.
And
That was a little too
quench
bland,
thirst.
I think. All right. Well, these teas, these natural teas will definitely
Yeah.
help. And one of the most important things is just stay out of the sun. If it's too hot, just refrain from doing
Right.
too much physical activity.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Park, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining
so
us today.
much.
Thank you again.
All right, that brings us to the end of this edition of Korea Today. Today is a beautiful, bright and sunny Tuesday morning, but try to stay out of the sun. Don't play in the sun for too long.
Not too much physical activity, but we'll be enjoying this tea, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.